Today we can discuss about the topic called subnetting. Okay, what is a subnetting means? Subnetting is dividing the larger network into the smaller network. So this will be represented as a FLSM. So what does the FLSM represent as? Fixed length subnet mask. So first I will be starting with the network address. So how we have to represent a network address is the address that ends with 0, that will be always represented as a network address. So next we can move into the IP address range. So IP address range means, so there will be a various IP addresses are there: class A, class B, class C, class D and class E. So in this session we can discuss only about three types of classes: class A, class B and class C and its range. So first I will be starting with class A. So 1 to 127, we have to check a starting IP. If the starting IP is from 1 to 127 means that will be represented as a class A IP address. So for example, in case if it is of 10.0.0.1, it is a classful addressing that will be represented as a class A address. So the subnet mask for this will be 255.0.0.0, and if it is of class B address means its range will be starting with 128 till 191. So for example, if you take 191.10.3, sorry, 191.10.10.3, so this will be represented as a class B. The reason is that its range is 128 till 191, so this will be represented as a class B. And in case if it is of class C, its range will be 192 till 223, that will be represented as a class C IP address, and its subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. Sorry, I forgot to mention the class B subnet mask. So class B subnet mask will be 255.255.0.0. So through this we can solve the problems for class C, class B and class A. So in this session we can discuss only about the class C problems. So now we can find some of the formulas for finding the subnetting. So the number of the subnets equal to, the formula is 2 power x. So host per subnet will be 2 power y minus 2, and block size will be 256 minus host of an IP address. Okay, this is a formula. Now we can solve the problem by using the class C address. So there is a question called, an organization is granted with the IP address 192.16.2.0 and the slash 24. This will be represented as a CIDR. What does CIDR represent means? Classless interdomain routing. So this is represented as CIDR. So the administrator wants to create a 4 subnets. For this I have to calculate, first I have to find what is a subnet mask and number of the host in each subnet, and next is the block size and network broadcast first and last address of the each subnet. So before entering into that, I have to check this CIDR. It's of 24 and it belongs to the class C IP address. In that case I have to create a 4 subnets. In this case what I have to do is that I have to borrow 2 bits. So before that, how I'll be writing is that, so 8 ones here, 8 ones, 8 ones, and everything will be 0 out here. Okay, in that case what I have to do is that, so I have to borrow 2 bits. So 1 2, so 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So this 2 won't be coming. I wrote wrongly here. This 2 won't be coming. So everything will be having 8 bits. This will be of 8 bits and this will be of 8 and this will be of 8. So the IP address will be totally of 32 bits. Now go back into the formula. Now I have to find what is a subnet mask. What is a subnet mask for class C? I said I already mentioned that as 192 to 223 will be the range. So its subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. But here I borrowed 2 bits. So the bits starting will be 128 till 1 it will be going. So 128 plus 64, that will be of 192. So this will be represented as 255.255.255.192. For example, in case if I want to create 8 subnets, in that case here I will be representing 111. So in that case, what will be the subnet mask will be 255.255.255.192 plus 36 you have to add. So according to that you have to calculate it. So in case if it is of 8 subnets, what will be the calculation will be 128 plus 64 plus 32. So 14. So 224. In case if I want to create 8 subnets, in that case your subnet mask will be 255.255.255.224. But in our case we have to create 4 subnets, so it will be represented as 192. So the number of the subnet. So here if it is of class C, so I have to take x and y values from here. So if it is of class B problem, I have to take the xi and y value from here. If it is of class A, I have to take from here. But this is of class C, so I have to take from this to this. So always the problem solution for this is that the number of ones equal to x, the number of zeros equal to y. So the number of ones here is 2 and number of zeros equal to y. So number of ones equal to x. So through that I have to calculate how many subnet are there. Number of subnet equal to 2 power x equal to 2. Why I am writing as 2 means the number of x equal to 2. So 2 square equal to 4. So I have created 4 subnets. Next is that I have to find a subnet for that. So 2 power y minus 2, that's a formula. So y means what? Number of the zeros equal to y. So 2 power 6 minus 2. 2 power 6 will be 64 minus 2 will be of 262. Sorry, 62. Next is a block size. 256 minus IP address. I mean that IP address what I calculated here. See 255.255.255.192. So this I have to represent here 256 minus 192 equal to 64. Now I have to divide the blocks into 64. So 0, 64, 128 and 192. In that case I can separate the blocks. So what was an IP address it was given? So it was given as 192.16.2.0 and its CIDR is 24 it's given. So you have to mention the CIDR for everything. So CIDR will be 26. So CIDR will be 26. I have to mention this for every addresses. So I already mentioned I have to calculate the network address, first address, last address for every block. That means for every subnetting I have to create an individual block. So for this block this will be the network address. So I have to divide a block into the 64. So 0, 64, 128 and 192 and its CIDR is 26. So here also I have to mention as 26, 26, 26 and 26. In this way I have to mention for everything till this one. Now I divided the 4 blocks. 4. Okay, now every starting address will be of network address. Next I have to create a starting IP. So 192.16.2.1. So from point 1 till 63 this address will be moving on. So 62 will be your last IP and 63 will be the broadcast and CIDR won't vary. So next it is 64. So 64 will be the network address of the next block and 65 will be the first IP, and till it will be going till 126. Okay, I mentioned 126. CIDR is 26. You have to mention every CIDR, and 126 will be your last IP for this subnet, and 127 will be the broadcast address, and its CIDR is 26. And here 192.16.2.128, and its CIDR is 26, and starting IP will be 129, and last IP will be 190, and broadcast will be 191. And next will be the network address for the final block. So 192.16.2.192, and its CIDR is 26. So the starting IP will be 192.16.2.193, and its CIDR is 26, and 192.16.2 till 254 will be the last IP, and 192.16.2.255 that will be the broadcast address. So in the next session we can discuss about the subnetting problem using class B and class A.